on, guys? Happy Wednesday. We are on with CJ's Aquarium. It's been a while, buddy. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm doing great. I'm glad to finally get back into the world of live stream talk shows.
Heck yeah, buddy. It's been a few years since you've been on here, so it's good to see you again.
Likewise, likewise. I can't see any of the comments or anything, so I'll need your help.
I'll let you
If
know of
anything
any good
worth,
ones. Cracking
yeah,
kernels. I love breaking the rules.
yep. That's it. That's it. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be about. I will tell you, I'm a guy that only uses his phone to make all my content, so I can't see the little words and different things. But if you got questions, he can relay it. Should I tell him a quick little recap of how long we've been doing this thing?
Oh man, it was probably like you probably on my stream what 8 or 9 years ago now.
Yeah, 8 or 9 years ago, and we actually, if you remember, it was me, you, Inappropriate Reefer,
Yep,
Aaron's Aquariums, and we used to do live streams or
the
talk
four reefer
shows
show.
before Reefer shows, covering topics, and that was
Yep,
damn near a decade ago. And I
crazy.
wasn't bald. I wasn't bald. I had hair.
I'm gonna go back and watch one later now.
Yeah, go back, man. It's a sense of nostalgia that it's wild, but we've been doing it a long time.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. I love it. So you were pretty hardcore in the hobby for a while. A little break. You're obviously back in it now. The tank behind you is looking fantastic.
yeah, appreciate it, man. It was 4 years, three and a half year break, something like that.
Yep.
I came back, and some of the reef bros I was talking to said I needed to thaw out because a lot in the hobby changed in those 3.5 years.
Do, do you think much
So
has
I had to kind
really
of relearn.
changed?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Starting a new tank, way more expensive.
that's
Uh,
true.
couldn't get the couldn't get the colonies of LPS that I can get for 50 and $100 that were 10, 15 heads like I could back
Now
then.
it's like two
Yellow
heads.
two heads, yellow tangs was still $40 when I left the hobby.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So equipment, and there wasn't all of these different bacteria existing back then. Like the hobby made a huge jump
Mm.
in the absence I had. And then yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely more expensive. I mean, there's no hiding that. Do you think it's easier than before now? I mean, obviously you already have experience, so that helps. But
Uh, I would say the level of difficulty is the same, but it's harder because there's so many other things you can add to your tank now, if that makes sense.
too many
So
options.
yes, the hobby's the same, but there's so many additional options now. Bacteria in bottles, all those things are available, and it'll get you in trouble if you know,
Yep.
if you don't keep it simple.
Okay, so I have to ask: did you use bacteria in a bottle? Because you got a lot of fish in there. How?
Um,
I know you like to push things. So how quick did you jumpstart that one?
oh man, I'll say first way I broke rules in the hobby. Let's say that because some of the rules I broke went well, and some obviously did not.
Mhm.
I am dosing probiotic bacteria in this system now, but I'm doing it in a more educated way than I did when I first started the tank. So, quick recap: this system is about 3 years old. This is year three in 2026. Started in 2023. Um, I made the mistake of starting this tank with Aquaphor's hybrid salt.
Mhm.
Now, great salt from Aquaphor's. I'm using reef salt now, but the difference is hybrid salt was a probiotic salt bacteria kind of latent salt.
Yep.
And you start a system with it with 100% bacterial kind of salt, it bottoms out your system. You never get a chance to let your system, which is dry rock, build any nutrients or any of that stuff. So I didn't really think that through as much, and that caused a whole lot of issues in my tank. So when you
Good
ask me
to
if I'm
know.
dosing bacteria now, I am dosing bacteria. Nitrobiotic is what I'm dosing, and I'm also dosing probiotic from Aquaforest. And the reason for it was to help get rid of dinos.
Nice.
So
Did it
yeah,
work?
it worked.
All
I
right.
didn't want to tell any. I didn't really want to tell anyone until I was sure it worked.
Yeah.
But that nitrobiotic by Tropic Marine, anyone watching, if
Mhm.
you have dinos, of course, do all the other stuff. Make sure you raise your nutrients, make sure you're exporting and all of that. But the final nail in the coffin, if you put that stuff in your tank, 3 days, the dinos were gone.
Nitrobiotic. It's called.
Nitrobiotic, NITI. Let me grab the box.
Never
This
use that
stuff
one,
right
so good
here.
to know.
This stuff right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. Nitrate
Dino
biotic.
killer.
Beautiful.
Dino killer. I promise you. Get a box of this. It's not the clear bacteria that kind of is in the bottle that looks man-made. This really looks like the gunk that's in the bottom of a sump or in between your biomedia. It's literally like mud consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Great, 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 great stuff.
I shall order one as a contingency plan for just in case.
Sold. Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
it's probably good to start your tank too. Probably help you prevent it to begin with.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a probiotic, so it's not good to start your tank with.
Wow. I'm going to be bacteria souping things pretty quick here just to jumpstart everything. So, anything that helps is good.
I don't want to go on too many tangents here. So keep us on track. What we got?
Yeah. Sup CJ, sup ReefDudes. What's going on, Acro Killer? Jacob, how's it going, buddy? Casey, welcome. Fish fam. My fellow fish loving friends. Heck yeah. That stuff is clumpy. Yeah, I probably got to shake it up pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Visually, I think your tank looks awesome. I love how you did all the floating rocks. So you glued it to the glass, right? On yours?
I get that question a lot. And no, I did not.
No.
This entire structure from the right side all the way to the middle is floating.
Yeah.
This rock on the front's floating, and it's all secured by a large base rock.
Ah, so it is all for rock. Okay.
Yes. So I kind of had to balance it out. You gotta make sure you got a pretty large base rock to be able to handle it without tilting.
Yep.
And I have 3 feet on the bottom of this base rock, about 2-inch feet that is actually elevating it as well. So if I need to scoop this scape, I can literally take my sand stirrer or whatever, put the rock and slide the scape forwards, cool. Backwards, super easy. Like, yeah.
That one like sunshine photo, the side one, it totally looks like it's just like, I thought you glued it to the back or something to get that floaty, but it's all off the middle. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yes, all off the middle, and that means the back wall is not covered. So I can get flow up and down the back wall easiest too.
Beauty.
So yeah, man.
I love it.
It worked out. So if anyone wants to get any ideas as far as escaping, try it out, man.
I'm going to be deep into that soon. So yeah, it's looking sweet. Phil, what's going on, buddy? Beautiful picture. Yeah, the sun on the tank too. I love seeing sun hit tanks. I don't know why, but it just because of that like natural vibrancy. It's always a cool look.
I never. This is my 4th or 5th tank. I never enjoyed sunlight on my tank until I moved this tank here.
Yep.
So it took 10 years before I really opened the windows and enjoyed my tank, because I was thinking another rule, right? Breaking the rules.
Yeah.
They say don't put sunlight on your tank. You're gonna get algae. All kinds of bad stuff's gonna happen, and absolutely not. I can't wait to come down because I work in this office. This is my office, man cave. Open the window about 9 or so. I get direct sunlight to about 12:30. Then the sun moves over the house, and then, that's 3, 4, 5 hours of great sunlight. And I noticed the corals on this side of the tank, especially like the Duncan, this Japanese weeping willow, that really they love it.
Yeah. So, Phil Reefkeeper is like, I recognize some of those corals. I think you're some of his spreading his offspring.
Yes, I do. That huge one in the back.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of his corals in here, but that huge one in the back, it was the size of my pinky when he sent it to me.
Nice.
So, and it's
nice and big now.
It's huge. It's huge, man.
Green Singular, I think that one is.
Yeah. So Green Singular. It got so big that I actually had to move it to the back of the scape, because it was taking up all this room here. Because I figure, why not move it to the back and start adding some more? So that's some of Phil's corals here, some of his torch corals, and some Duncans and some different things. So yeah, he has populated my tank probably a few times over the years. Thanks, Phil. I try my best to take care of them.
That's awesome. Okay, so lighting wise, looks like you got some blades on there. You got MP40. Looks like you got the axis or whatever it's called, orbit. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tons of light, tons of flow.
Yep.
And something else I hear a lot now, anyone who just sees my tank, they're like, why the hell has he got all that stuff on a softy tank? Because
why not?
Tridents, lights and all this. But no, the original plan was this tank to be an SPS tank. So all this gear, I have 4 AI blades. I have 2 grows and 2 glows.
Yep.
You only need 2 or 3 on the tank this size. I have 4. Complete coverage, 2 MP40s, the Orbit 4, which is the larger one. So it was made to be an SPS tank. I broke a rule in the hobby, and I can't keep SPS. If anyone's wondering what that rule is, we can talk about it.
Well, now I'm curious. So
But yeah, tons of flow, tons of light.
yep.
I have every piece of gear I could want to be able to enjoy the tank, automate the tank, and go on vacation, go on cruises,
Hmm.
and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, which is a good place to be. Okay, now another one I dig into. You have obviously a very heavy stock load of fish in there, which looks fantastic because there's so much movement. How much
Yes.
more, I guess, is there any issues with fish aggression or anything? And, how much more maintenance is he to deal with all the nutrients from lots and lots and lots of fish?
Man, yes and no. It's a process. It's a process stocking the tank. I think the last head count I did is I think I have 23 fish.
Yeah.
So I have 23 fish in a 75-gallon tank, 3 by 2 by 2. So there was a few rules I followed when I stocked this tank. Now I know a lot of people looking at it like, oh, you can't do that. First of all, let me just say this. The reason I like this level of movement in livestock is because when I started the aquarium hobby, I started with African cichlids. So if anyone who's kept freshwater African cichlids, what's the rule with Mbuna tanks or those kind of tanks? What are you supposed to do to it? Overstock it. You're supposed to handle aggression by a large
Distribute.
population,
Yeah.
right? So what I did was apply that same mindset to saltwater because I haven't really seen too many people do it. I
Mm-hmm.
think everyone lives by the rule of, whatever it is, you can't overstock it because you can't handle it. So I had rules. The main rule was fish maximum size. Um, I never would add a fish in here that's going to max out over 7 or 8 inches.
Yeah.
For sure. So the 3 tangs I have in here are all the smaller variety of tangs. I didn't add any of the wrasses that look good when they're
But
juveniles,
they
but
get huge.
turn into huge ones like the red chorus wrasses and stuff
Yep.
that get a foot long. Every wrasse I have in here is the ones that max out 6 inches or so. Dwarf angels, pretty much that was the number one thing. Make sure they're not going to get too big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the second thing was the type of fish I was adding. When I did this aquascape, I did it in a way to where I had a lot of negative space, which means a lot of swimming room. So fish can swim around the entire scape, front, back, underneath, and it allowed me to have habitat for fish that like to stay close to the rock, plenty of rock for the wrasses. I have a lot of open water for open water swimmers like the cardinals. I have sand bed. I have an area for sand sifting kind of fish. So I purchased fish to kind of fit each level of the environment of the tank so they wouldn't
Nice.
be fighting too much, right?
Yep.
And the last thing was the order I put the fish in. So try to avoid adding fish that are aggressive too soon, but it doesn't always work out. So if you're going to do this, you have to be very good at catching fish. And I'm undefeated. I'm like 56-0 over the last 10
Caught
years
them all.
on catching fish, catching them all, no trap, just a net and a dream. And I got very good at
That
catching fish, man.
I love it.
Wrasses,
Yep.
there's methods to catching wrasses to bury themselves. Wait till they sleep at night and
Mm-hmm.
scoop them while they're sleeping. A lot of fish come turn the lights on at 3, 4 in the morning. Catch them while they're, you got to catch them lacking. And
Yep.
some of the fish, you got to just outsmart them. So, and another thing, the scape doesn't allow a lot of hiding spaces for fish to kind of tuck away from me either. So, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those are 4 things, 4 tips to overstock your tank as far as stocking it. But I didn't address the nutrients, but we can take a breather and I'll
All
get
right.
to that.
Yeah. Need a hydration break.
Yeah, hydration, good old pour, the Be Easy sauce. For anyone to know, I enjoy a nice pour. This is how I created the aquascape. A little music,
Phil,
pour,
a few minutes ago, Phil
and
said, "I see you both sipping Easy
inspirations.
sauce. Going to make one myself."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All,
Enjoy.
all part
We
of the
older
live stream
now,
time.
but yeah, as far as the bacteria, 23 fish did not go into this tank at the same time.
How many
So
did you add at first? Did
when
you
I
do
added it
like one or two, or did
first,
you do a big batch and then another
um,
batch?
I did a couple batches. When I first started this tank, I actually had a quarantine,
What?
believe it or not. What? I know,
What?
right?
Yeah.
It was short lived, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
My first 2 batches of fish were like 3 wrasses, a couple damsels, and like a clownfish. So I only added like maybe 5 or 6 fish when I first started this tank. And once I got it established, then I would do bigger batches, 3, 4, 5 fish at a time. I very rarely add one fish because if you add one fish to an established tank, it's more of a chance of it getting, whammied by everyone that's in there. So, but yeah, it took time. But as far as the nitrates and nutrients, the tank is mature enough, and I have a pretty good export. I have a Rain 2 algae scrubber, which is a monster,
Still
sucking up
rocking that baby, eh?
nutrients.
I remember that thing from years
Still
ago.
rocking it.
Yeah.
I've been using the Rain 2 algae scrubber from my 120-gallon tank to pretty much. I've used the same scrubber for years, and it is made to handle a large fish load.
Mm-hmm.
So that water changes. That's
Nice.
it. I mean, it's not difficult at all.
Nice. How often do you water changes?
Right now, since I moved the tank to the new location, I'm doing weekly 30 to 40% water changes.
Oh, that's
So
solid.
25 gallons.
Yep.
So
No,
yeah,
good for you for doing it weekly. I probably get it done once a month, so you're a better man than I on that front.
I think uh, I think I started it because I was trying to fight the dinos and I was exporting so much
Mm-hmm.
and importing at the same time. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sustain that. You got to be realistic as a reefer. So weekly water changes at that amount. Unless I get my auto water changer set back up, it's probably going to reduce to bi-weekly
Yep.
or monthly. So
The good thing about doing it weekly is it keeps you in a habit. And then you're more
yes,
likely to do it. Or if you just do it randomly, it might be 2 weeks, might be 4 weeks or 6 weeks, kind of depends. Like I brought a 5 gallon bucket to work and I did my little office tank today, but it's probably been a good month or two before I've done that one. So
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, but you are an automation guy,
I
so
love automation.
auto water changes. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? I
Because
miss
there's no
mine.
good spot to run a container for this tank. My other
Man,
one,
you
my other
gotta.
one has it set up.
I thought you already have one though. I thought you had one set up in your house already for your bigger
Yeah, my
system. You
big
can't
tank.
tie it in. You can't. There's
Nah,
no way
there's
to.
like stairs in the way. There's no like nice way to run tubes over.
Oh man.
I
Well, I'm
know.
in the same predicament right now.
Yep.
I miss my auto water changes because I used to have them at my last place,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to find a place I can drill and poke a hole in,
Yep.
and and do it because it's a life changer. I mean, it's I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yep. No, 100%. If there was a nice way to get tubes over here, I absolutely would. But the stairs
Yeah.
are there, and then all the joists go this way in between it, and there's some like HVAC stuff. Like there's no clear path. I spent like hours trying to like drill some test holes and pilot holes and trying to figure out if I could do it. But
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, inspiration happens sometimes. So we'll see, man.
you
We'll see.
never never know. Up into
I
the
don't, I
attic,
don't,
back down, just gotta get creative.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I think there's a will, there's a way. But I would say, as far as we're getting back on the topic of breaking rules, I think overstocking the tank is probably the biggest eye-opening thing that I'm doing in this system that probably will get people's attention. Um, but as far as smaller things, there's recommended flow rates through your sump. There's recommendations for this and that. Like I run my return pump on this tank 100% power. I've been running at 100% power for 3 years straight, and it's never failed. And I have tons of flow. So is
Yeah.
that really a rule, or I guess
Mhm.
it's a difference between rules and recommendations.
More the
Are they
merrier
meant?
for flow, in my
Are they meant?
opinion.
Yeah. Are they meant to be followed? Are they meant to be broken or tested? Like, what do you
It's
think, man?
it's good to push the boundaries on some things because that's how we learn new things, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good. I think they're good general guidelines for a new reefer, but when you've been in it long enough, I think they're just like you get more creative with things.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the people like, what rule are you going to break with this new tank? Are you going to wait 6 months, 7 months to add things? Are you going to stock that baby up and throw 20 SPS in there day one? Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. If I throw a ton of corals in, like, it really just depends if I find a good deal on stuff, or I'm probably gonna be a lot pickier though when I add on to it this time. But even fish though, like if I'm shipping a bunch, I'm probably gonna add a bunch at once. So I'm already trying to
See,
decide what's gonna be on my list. But I am
see,
kind of like you did a max size thing. I'm gonna try and keep all the fish smaller in this tank so that
yeah,
it just makes it look bigger. It gives it that scale. That's like one thing I decided I'm gonna do differently from before.
absolutely. And I think that's smart. I think that's smart, man. But the thing is, like you said, experience. I think experience and age of the tank are two things that can help you get away with it. Now, you have experience, but it'll be a new tank again.
Yeah.
but you don't know how to navigate it. So I just hate for someone new watching this to be like, man, we can get away with what they're getting away with.
Well, okay, yeah. So it is new, and I'm using all new rock, which doesn't help
Right.
my cause. But I also have a ton of Cyperax, which is like a glass media bioring type of thing. I do have a whole slew of them living in my sump in the tank beside me. So all that's going to go into the sump of the new tank to instantly bring over a ton of good bacteria. Now, a bunch of that was in my water box before. So I am
Right.
re-bringing over some of that bacteria. And then
Okay.
on top of that, I'm also probably going to buy like a big bottle of the Fritz 900, which is really good for cycling. And then I'm also going
Yep.
to probably try and get like a rock or some media off some other people that I know that are good reefers, and
Get
maybe
some of
some of
those
that
too.
too.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat bacterial sink approach, but like, I have a couple buddies, like Adam with like frag garage and certain things. Like I might just be like, hey, buy some media off him or a rock off him. And like, a couple different people I know with like really nice, that grow lots of nice coral, they got the good juice in their tank. If I can import a little bit of that, it's going to jumpstart mine. So it's
Yeah.
kind of my plan to kickstart things. So I'm not waiting forever.
I like it. I like the plan of kickstarting it, but let me play devil's advocate and act like a new person. Oh
Ask
man,
away.
okay. I wrote down what Devin wrote down what he said. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna throw a whole bunch of bacteria in, and how do they prevent bottoming out their new system? Because you bring in a bunch of bacteria,
Yeah.
and how are you gonna feed it? How are you gonna keep the nutrients up as it's new?
Oh, so when I first start it, I'm going to get some pure ammonium chloride and feed it,
Mm-hmm.
because basically that's essentially what fish pee is. Fish pee poop is
Yep.
ammonia. So I'll get some pure ammonia chloride and just dump that in and feed it. I can do that from like day one of cycling it. That way I can add a bunch of fish at once because I've already trained that bacteria by like
Yep.
upping its capacity by feeding it ammonia, basically.
Yep. Love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. See, that's one of the things. Me and you know that, but who
Mm-hmm.
knows? It could be some
No,
new
it's a
kid
good
watching the
question.
show right now. That's definitely something worth mentioning. Try not to miss some of the more important details, because if someone doesn't watch that, even after they add the fish and they don't watch the nutrients, it can still bottom out with those new fish as well. So you still have to be careful.
It's
So
true.
it's I'm just trying to avoid people getting dinos, because if people get dinos, they quit the hobby. I
Yeah.
beat dinos like 4 times, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a test.
It used to be a big thing, but now it's not that big of a deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Green Bay, do you sell coral? I live in MN, Minnesota, probably trying to get my tank going.
Oh no, I don't sell coral, but that guy Reef Keeper in the chat somewhere,
Phil,
lurking. If he's in the chat somewhere,
yeah.
find him. Go, slide in his inbox on IG and tell him CJ sent you, and he'll send you something.
Yeah. Reef Keeper's in the chat. Just message him. Phil's a good
Yeah.
guy. He definitely
Yep.
has no shortage of coral.
No shortage of coral, and I think I think there's something about getting corals from local hobbyists. To be honest, that it's better than getting them from wholesalers and stores, because it's homegrown. It's more hardy
Yep.
corals. It's not just shipped in right overseas, cut up, fragged, sold to you. It's a difference.
100%. I debated too, do I try importing a box of corals for fun? But again, there's a higher risk of pest, there's higher mortality with freshly imported stuff. So it's tricky. Or if it grows
Yeah,
from a tank, it's hardy, it's already, tank hardened. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, so yeah, there you go. Hopefully he sells out. Sell him out. He needs to make room anyways. He's growing corals too fast over there.
yeah, Phil's lucky I don't live in the States, or I'd be like bugging him constantly. I'm like, all right, Phil, I'm buying one of everything.
Yeah, that's
Get me
it. But
started.
I will tell you, but no, to answer that question, no, I don't sell any corals. At the very most, I've snipped frags from my system and traded them and gave them to different people
Yeah.
locally. I don't have anything high end in here. I don't have anything that's well. Let me take that back. I don't have anything that is a big name coral,
Mm-hmm.
but I won't say I don't have any undesirable corals,
Yep.
because there are people who love soft corals that it's hard to find soft corals.
Yep.
So it's hard to find this Japanese weeping willow locally.
Mm-hmm.
I may be one of the few people who have it. So
Yep.
I can snip off pieces, but it's mainly a softy LPS tank. So, I mean, if you're into those kind of things and you're local, and if you're in Louisville in the 502 in Kentucky somewhere, hit me up. I don't care. They drop babies. I just got finished giving my buddy a bunch of stuff out of the
Nice.
system. So,
You gotta
yeah.
love the flowy movement. Like I've always been very hardcore into the acros. Then this tank is basically all LPS and flowy, which is like something I've never done. So for me, it was kind of fun to do something different. Then I'm sure the big one will end up as a mixed reef again. But
Yeah,
definitely appreciate
I
all your
tried it. I tried to do the SPS thing, but I mean, I've come to the conclusion that um, I have too many leathers. There's some kind of toxic warfare. I forgot what it's called,
Yep.
but my water volume compared to the amount of leathers I have, I think it's just going to be impossible for me to run enough carbon to export enough as far as toxins to keep SPS because I've tried over and over.
You would need lots of carbon or ozone to make that work because they do leach out toxins that will stunt the growth.
Yeah,
or affect it.
And I know a lot of people watching like I've seen SPS tanks with leathers in them, but look at the ratio of the water volume to how many leathers they have compared to the SPS. They may have like a couple toadstools, but it's a 180-gallon system.
Yep.
You know, it's different. These leathers are huge, like for this tank size. You know,
looks good though. Like it's lots of color and lots of movement. Like I like it. Looks really good.
Yeah, yeah. There's tons of movement, and the corals are happy. I mean, the LPS, the softies are happy. So I'm just gonna stick with what I like. I do have more plans of adding additional corals. I'm gonna be adding another garden. I want a hammer garden in this area up top, and we're gonna add some more torches here. And something else I'm doing is regrowing my zoanthus. That's another breaking the rule I'm going to say here. A lot of people say zoanthus are not meant to be in super high light or super high flow.
Oh, they absolutely can.
Oh man, I'm telling you they can. I know they can. I'm regrowing it again, but up top, I had that entire peak covered with 8 different colors of zoanthus, completely full. And you're wondering why they're all gone because I added a foul fish and
he ate all the zoas.
He took care of all the aptasia, and then he took care of all my zoas.
Huh. I've added one to mine. I haven't seen him touch the zoas yet, but they disappear. Now I know who.
Get them out while you can.
Well,
I mean,
there's no aptasia, and he's probably the reason there's no aptasia. So if I take him out, I'll probably end up with aptasia again. So
that's true. I took mine out, and now the aptasia are coming back again. I already seen like 4 or 5 of them that I haven't seen in months. So it's kind of a, which one you want? You want zoas and aptasia, or do you want no aptasia, no zoas? I don't know. I think I'll choose the zoa route until aptasia gets crazy enough, and then I'll put something else in there to eat aptasia. And
that's fair.
I don't know.
I'm fine with moving my zoas to my like work office tank if he starts to go after them because there's not that many in here. This is mainly gonnies and torches. But yeah, no, definitely. Because I get any aptasia in my big tank, which I probably will, because I'm moving media from this tank to that tank. So I'm sure I'm going to introduce it, but you're going to get them eventually anyways. So he'll be on standby. These big guns.
I got you. Well, I'll tell you what, I got a question for you when it comes to breaking rules. I've seen you do a few things that I may consider slightly questionable on this new system.
Likely.
So the clean and beautiful design of the sump underneath. I've seen comments and I've thought the same thing. How do you feel about the risk of things dumping in your sump, man? Like the reagents and different things. Like, is that something that
I am not personally overly worried about it. I did mount the Trident like half on the edge of the sump, and I think it looks sweet there. And it's a really good like space utilization. Now, because people kept saying that, I actually redesigned my little micro Trident housing, and I concaved the bottom of it, and I put a leak sensor in the bottom. And I used like a rain sensor, and I wired that up to the FMM module, so I can basically tell the Trident to turn itself off if there's a leak or send me a notification. So,
that's awesome.
So I'll be notified. And I also like doubled the height of the walls for the little reagent holders, so they're really hard to knock out. So and if you knocked it out, you would be the one smacking it very hard and be right there to quickly pull it out. So I'm not too worried.
So if it happens, it's not gonna be an accident. It's gonna be you.
Yeah, there's no way it will happen on its own. Like there's edges that high around the containers holding it, but it does look sweet.
All right, good. I was just wondering because
just for context,
it brings the question of new builds, because this was a topic that I kind of stumbled across when I was doing a live stream on my Instagram. Let me do a cheap plug here. You guys can follow me on IG. And Facebook, I started a new CJsAquariums. I started a new Facebook, CJsAquariums. I've never done that before. So
nice.
You guys come on and help me build my community. Anyways, but seriously, setting up new tanks, I think thinking about future maintenance or future obstacles or longevity of that tank is things that personally I didn't put enough thought into because I never had systems as old as this.
Hmm.
This tank's going on 3 years, and I've had multiple tanks, and none of them have hit the 3 year mark. I've always torn down or upgraded, whatever the case may be, gotten bored and changed it. And I made my mind up I was going to keep this. But when I moved this tank, it truly showed me how much salt creep, crud, and everything else that was behind the tank
Ooh, yes.
on the floor,
Damn.
ruining the molding around the floor and all of those things. And it cost me half my damn deposit, even though I tried to fix it. The
Yep.
point is, just three quick things of advice I'll give anyone that's new. If you're putting a tank in, leave space between the wall and your tank.
Yep.
I got external overflow. It's going to force me to keep it at least 4 inches from the wall, anyways. I have my tank 8 inches away from the wall right now. I don't care about that because the access you're going to have behind it to be able, if it's a hard floor, to be able to put a mop head back there and clean up,
Yep.
or a Swiffer, or your arm, or get your head behind it, whatever the case may be. It's way more worth having access than the aesthetics of it being up against the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I seen someone else with carpet throw rug underneath their tank. It was a hardwood floor, but they put a throw rug underneath their tank that stuck out 4 inches around.
Yeah.
For aesthetics, and all it takes is water to spill on it, and it's going to soak underneath the rug. You got a 2-ton tank on it.
You're not moving that rug. It's there for life.
You're not moving that rug. So, I mean, I think more thought needs to be put into setting up tanks, and you're at the stage now of setting up yours. And I guess the question is, what are you gonna do different this time from last time? Because it had to be something that irked your nerve. Like, what was it?
Well, there's lots of things. I mean, I planned on doing a massive thinning on my tank anyway, so I mean, it thinned itself out. That part's like, but I'm trying to simplify it actually. Like, I had a lot of gear on my tank, and I'm really thinking hard about everything I put back on, and do I really want it, need it? And I'm trying to make every single thing have a space in my stand, because that's the bad part of YouTube is you test a lot of gear, and then your pristine stuff turns into a rat nest of wires after a while. So this feels very OCD, but like, even, like the doses and all that stuff, that little DC4, like the little 4-pin cable they use. Like, I found it on DigiKey, like the same plug, and I got like, a 1.5 foot version of the cable. Like, I've been doing like perfect length cables for everything to like make it not have rat nests, and order like splitter cables. I'm like, nope, this needs to be 8 feet. So I go find one on Amazon that's 8 feet. I'm just like really redoing everything to make it not a mess and super clean. So that is kind of my goal, is to just keep it clean and not overdo the gear.
Okay.
Fish wise, same thing. I want to do mainly smaller fish. Like maybe I'll do a bristle tooth tang, and probably a copper band will be the biggest fish in the tank, and everything else I want to do smaller.
Yeah.
So
I got you. Okay. So I think livestock wise, I feel like that's something interchangeable that we can control more.
Yep.
But the build stage of the tank is the part that you're stuck with.
Yeah.
So I know you have it by your steps and different things, and you making sure it's spaced from the wall. So I guess that area is perfect for what you need. I guess it's not really too much to change with that. Like, you have your lights, everything's centered, like, everything is
Yeah,
doing its
so the
thing.
lights are within like half an inch in order to make it all work out from where the studs was and stuff, so it's pretty darn close. And then I left my little tiny ledge so I can still stand on it when I got to like maintenance and reach something. And on this one too, I put plywood underneath it to distribute the weight, which I was back and forth if those little legs would dent the floors long term or not. So with plywood, I'm gonna build like a little, like out of the flooring, like a little tiny thing to surround it, just like blend it in. Bunch of random little things like that. The other cool thing I did, not really, like more just for maintenance and stuff, but on my power bricks for like all the XR30s and whatnot, I have 3D printed little mounts, and I mounted it to the vertical bar of my light bar. So they're all out of the stand behind the tank against the wall in a sense. So it's like, one, better cooling for them, and two, less humidity and less stuff in my stand. So I'm trying to find like creative ways to mount and do things just to keep it all super clean.
It's dope, man. I know it's gonna be clean. You have no choice but to make it clean. Because you got OCD, right?
I know.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, part of it too is because like next week I should actually have a bunch of these like arches and stuff that I ordered and been waiting for. But the fact that they've taken a while to get here has just given me lots of time to plunk away all these stupid little things to refine
Yeah,
it and like think of this like, oh, this could be better, you know. Oh, if there's wires poking out, let me 3D print some little clip to hold it in tights. And like, there's been all these
yeah,
little
3D
pointless
printer.
things that have probably I've been doing just because I have more time with it.
Yeah, 3D printer's cool, man. I wish I had one, but then actually I just noticed something. There's food floating around. It just reminded me of something else. I don't know if this would be considered breaking a rule or not, but there's a saying of not putting too much food in your tank and different things. I feed this tank 12 times a day, sometimes 12, sometimes 13, 14 times a day.
Well, as long as you keep up
So
your weekly water changes.
and honestly, I don't even feel the weekly water changes is going to be the make it or break it. I feel like nothing's being wasted. I
Yeah.
have so many mouths. I mean, when you think about it, when you feed your tank, let's say you took a pinch in your finger and dropped it in.
Yep.
I have 23 mouths in here,
Mm-hmm.
so it would at least have to be 80 pellets for each fish to get three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the amount of times I'm feeding is not a ton of food. It's just
Lots of little
keeping
foods.
lots of little foods available, and it because it's just so many mouths. It makes it fun, man. If you're gonna have a bunch of fish, plan on feeding them a lot.
Yep.
But like you said, make sure your export can handle it.
Well, that's the
So
biggest thing, right? I mean, you
yeah,
can get away with more in an old, soft TLPS tank, which is nice. It
yes,
gives you a bit more buffer. But with your weekly water change, honestly, you're probably fine.
yeah.
It's when you
Between
start
that
slacking. We'll
export,
we'll circle back in a year when it turns into monthly, and we'll see how
yeah.
it's at.
Let's talk about. I'm gonna tell you the real reason I'm really sticking with it is because my algae scrubber is still not fully going yet.
Yeah,
So I'm still trying to maintain the tank until then. But I'm telling you, once that thing gets going, like
be good.
yeah, nutrients ain't gonna be an issue. Did I miss any questions, comments, anything, man?
Oh,
We got any
probably,
craziness in the chat?
probably. Do either of you carbon dose? Are you doing carbon dosing at all?
No,
No.
no. The most dosing I'm doing is adding the bacteria, and that's not even something that I honestly do constantly. It was a means to an end to take care of the dinos. Once I run out of these bottles, I'm probably not gonna like replenish it to keep going over and over all every week for the whole year. It's not gonna happen.
Yep,
So
that's fair. Well, good to
yeah,
know about the nitrobiotic one. I'm gonna just get one of those just to have it, just in case. I don't know if I ever
get
have
it,
to.
man.
Yep,
Get it. Get it. I'm
get it.
telling you. I need
Gonna
someone
get.
else to tell me. Matter of fact, I told Phil to get it. I mean,
Yep,
Reef Keeper. I want him to know. Phil, did you get it? Did you dose your tank with had the little dinos?
and
I
did it
need someone
work?
else to tell me. I need someone else to tell me it works.
Yeah, I need to
That's it.
verify this. It's a solid
Yeah,
theory, though. I
because
like it.
because one person says it, it's but if two people say it, okay, okay. But if four people, five people say it, now it's law. Now it's a fact. It's undeniable. No one can dispute it. You know. So,
It's
but yeah,
official.
I am interested. I am interested in that. But yeah, I guess I'm curious about questions. If anyone had any, because I can ramble and ramble and ramble because I really don't have anyone to talk to
You got a
about
bunch of
reefing.
Green Bay fans in the chat. They were making stuff comments earlier.
Okay,
Yeah,
cheese nation. I should have got my cheese head.
yeah.
Damn, I got to
Yeah,
go get it out the closet.
if I missed any questions, yeah, just re-ask them because I probably did. Um,
Yeah,
aptasia like weeds otherwise in a pristine lawn. Yeah, and they always find a way. Like I was thinking about not reusing any media and stuff in the new tank, but I'm like, they're gonna get in there eventually. Like I might as well just kickstart my tank with like aged bacteria rather than fighting it and going slow because you're gonna get them
yeah.
regardless, unless you
And to
quarantine
be,
every single coral, which is not
I don't know,
feasible.
man. I gotta say, I think I was lucky. My JBJ 45 and my 120 that I had, I didn't have any aptasia. In the
Yeah.
JBJ 45, I had no aptasia at all, ever in 2 years.
Did you have any fish
It
that
was
ate it and
never
you
a
just
thing.
didn't know about it?
I doubt it. I just think I either got extremely lucky, but I was really anal about inspecting corals and dipping
Mm-hmm.
and looking at them. The 120 gallon, I didn't get aptasia, but I actually got those mango anemones, those little
Behind those?
colorful
Yeah.
ones. Those are like a pain in the ass, but I actually calc pasted all of those and killed those. It was good. This is the first tank I've really experienced in the hobby that had a crazy amount of aptasia in it.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's
know,
fair.
man. I don't know.
I had it really bad before. I actually took the rocks out and I pressure washed them and fully stripped them of the aptasia. And it worked well because I did like one rock and like another week I did another rock. Um,
Yeah.
And I ridded all the big ones, and then I put in the foul fish, and they've basically been non-existent ever since. At least in the main tank. They're probably in the overflow in other places, but
Yeah, it's just one of those things, like you said, part of the hobby. How are you going to handle it? Are you going to, you know, I wouldn't waste time getting a whole bunch of Joe's juice or, trying to manually stab them on all of that. I mean, because once they're in your system, they're all over your system, meaning not just your display. They're in your pipe work. They're in your sump. They're everywhere. So you're never gonna.
get
I
them all.
mean, you're never gonna get them all.
Yeah, you need
So
something that eats them, something to maintain it for you. Otherwise, it comes out
exactly,
gross.
need something to eat them.
Yep. Okay, in the chat, thoughts on Kalkwasser? Great way to start out. Kalkwasser can, one thing you dose can get you a long way starting a tank. Eventually, usually you might outgrow it, where you got to start supplementing other ways. But yeah, it's a really simple, easy way to start.
Yep. And speaking of calc, I'm actually getting ready to set up my calc.
Ooh,
I got an advanced calc stir that was running on this system before I moved it, and it's time to install it again. And for people wondering when to put calc on your system, when you start noticing the DKH drop, I'm consistently noticing 0.3 to 0.4 a day drop on this tank.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I know it's time to start dosing. So I'm going to get it set up.
Yep.
But until then, how am I maintaining my alkalinity besides those water changes?
Baking soda.
People
straight to the source, eh?
Don't know about this, huh? So I mean, most people do know about it. I'm not baking it and drying it out and turning it into soda ash or anything. I'm literally taking a box of baking soda every few days when I notice the alkaline drop too much.
Yep.
I just tap a little bit in my sump on the filter pad and
don't even dissolve it. Just tap it in there and let it dissolve.
Let it dissolve and bap it, and it bumps it back up.
That's being easy, man.
Be careful though, because you put too much of that in, you will get a spike.
No,
and it's.
I've never just dosed the powder direct from the box. So how, like, if you do a few taps, how much of a difference does it make in your tank? Like, I know it's kind of ambiguous, but
if I do,
since you have a Trident.
I got it. I do have a Trident, which helps a lot. But I'll tell you from what I've learned with the Trident testing it, three nice taps gets me almost a full DKH bump.
Nice.
In this water volume. But this is the tricky part. What I've noticed when you use this, you don't see it right away. I feel like whatever the chemical reaction is with baking soda is gradual and exponential, meaning you won't see how much it really raised your DKH until maybe 12 hours later or so. So if you put it in your system and then you wait 30 minutes and you test it, you'll be like, oh, I didn't bump it. And get it up enough. Add some more. Then the next day you jumped your tank 4 DKH.
Yeah.
So
have you done it?
I've done it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not telling you all something I've read. This has happened. This is a real life story. So what I say is, if you're going to do it,
just tap once a day.
Just tap a little bit and then wait at least 12 hours. Matter of fact, just to be safe, dose a little bit and test the next day to see how much it's went up. So if you're going to use baking soda, but this is not a way I'm going to be maintaining a system or recommend people to maintain their system over time. But this is a great stopgap if you don't feel like mixing BRS2 part or something, which I do have on hand. But you don't have to make. I mean, it's quick. It's easy. Grab that refrigerator and dose your tank.
Okay. So. Phil said the ReefDudes, I think that's that old school colorful one, calculator has a formula for baking soda. If you need to figure out exactly how much. Yeah.
There are calculators out there. That's right.
But most people don't think to use baking soda. I mean, just go to the dollar store and buy some for like $1 or $2 and you're good to, especially run out of stuff. It's
a great stopgap. It's a great stopgap to get you through, hard times. Or in my case, lazy times. It's not hard times for me. I have the calc stirrer. I have plenty of calc. I just have to set up the dose and set up my calc stirrer outside the tank for the first time, which I'm trying to figure out, and it's making me nervous. So
just start low and just bump it up. Same thing. Just do a little bit. Bump it up a bit more the next day until you figure out your sweet spot.
I'm not worried about the dosing. I'm worried about spills. Before I had it in the sump running just in case it leaked and I was all good. But it's a maintenance hell or headache when it's in the sump because you can't even get it out without draining it because you have to tilt it because it's tight down there. So I'm like, this time I want to mount it external, but I have to raise it up on a platform so it's tall enough for the sump. And then it could leak. So how do I do it? So I think mentally, I'm just trying to get past the idea of something leaking
Yep, that's fair.
and doing it outside the sump. And I'm almost at the point where I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger.
It's
So
probably tall enough that if it sits in your sump, it would just work too.
I tried it. I test fitted. I need to raise it up like that much off the ground.
Yeah,
Uh, to put it behind the tank to where the tube can drop into the sump.
that's fair.
So
On my old one, I had it in the second chamber in the stand. I just used like a skimmer stand to raise it up a bit.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna send you dimensions, man. Go ahead and print me one of them nice fancy 3D printing
I could.
calc stir stands, man. Put a lip on it.
I could.
I need an insert for leak detector. You can
You
call
know,
it the Be Easy calc stand, man.
I could probably
We
design one pretty
good.
quick and easy, buddy. It's all doable.
Okay.
Uh, Real regrets out of everything nitrate, phosphoric, elk, pH. What would be the biggest cause for SPS slowly dying? Well, if your pH is less than probably 7 or lower, that could definitely be a bad thing. Same thing if your elk is excessively high or low, that could be an issue. If your magnesium's bottom out, that could mess with your balance. Like they all kind of play into it. I've personally had high nitrates and phosphates, and my corals still grew fine. Some people say high phosphate stunts growth, but if they're actually dying, I would say probably super low pH or super low elk. Something else could be affecting it.
Yeah. I'm glad you answered that because when it comes to SPS, don't ask me. To me, everything dies with SPS.
All or nothing.
I dislike SPS strongly. I feel like they died for every reason that you've said in my system. Alkalinity swings.
Yeah.
I don't know if pH swings were any part of it, but nutrient swings for sure.
Hmm.
And then chemical warfare
Yeah.
was probably a
Well,
thing. So
your tank app
yeah,
100% chemical warfare because leathers
yeah,
release chemicals which will
yeah,
stunt the growth of acros and cause issues. So
yeah. So man, I think I'm anti SPS, man. Don't do it. Anybody watching this, forget SPS. Forget what they're telling you. It's not easy.
I don't
It's
know
not
why we like
something
them,
you're
but
gonna
we
have
do.
success with. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't set yourself up for stress and headache. Get you a softy tank. Live the softy life and be easy. That's it.
I would almost argue that LPS might be like some LPS might be trickier than SPS, but like it's way too blue. But I really dig all like the torches and the gonnies in this tank. I find it lots of fun.
Yeah. It's
But
not. It's not as stressful, but it's not as rewarding as you taking 2 or 3 years and growing out.
well,
You know,
uh,
football colonies.
I think freaking acros are probably easier than like all these gonnies and torches. Like they're more finicky than an acro is, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess we'll agree to disagree.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Hammers,
and
frog
I
spawn, pretty hardy. Torches are finicky. Gonnies, hit or miss if they're finicky or not.
never had issues with any of those, man, unless it's some kind of bacterial issue.
Yeah.
Now, brown jelly, absolutely.
Mm.
That's something that can wipe you out. But I notice as long as you just take care of your tank, you don't have anything that physically damages them, that opens wounds on them, or that's eating on them, or you do something to mess with them. They've always done pretty well for me, man. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just I guess everyone has their own niche of what's easy for them. And what I would say is find what grows in your tank, find what you're good at keeping,
Mm-hmm.
and keep that coral. Keep that kind of coral. So in your case, you can keep everything. You've been successful with
Who knows
SPS,
on the new tank
LPS.
though?
I mean, exactly. Who knows?
Do you know
Who
what's
knows?
funny? I had my one nemesis coral was always red planet, where I've tried it like 4 or 5 times and just never thrived. Don't know why. Other acros are fine, but that was like my nemesis. It just would never just take off for me. So
Yeah.
tanks just have nemesis. There's just certain things that just don't always like.
So, but you have the confidence though to say your nemesis is one species of SPS.
Well,
It's not SPS as a whole generation.
no,
Like
it was
my
just one
nemesis is
specific coral.
my nemesis is all SPS, even Monopora.
Yeah.
Anything that's SPS is my nemesis. So it's I'm
Yeah.
damaged. This is hurt coming out right now. This is
It
this is
but
true emotion.
But again, every tank is different, right? So one tank that's my nemesis could perfectly thrive and be happy as could be in your tank, right? So it's like every tank just likes certain things.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I agree.
Alyssa, Monty eating nudies are the worst. Yeah, they're a pain. They're totally doable though. What worked for me is they only come out at nighttime generally. So when I had them in the past, what I did is I go to the tank with a flashlight in the morning when I first woke up, and I would suck them out with a water change hose because they're really easy to physically suck out. And then you can get rid of the adults pretty easy, but then you got to deal with the babies. So I did that a couple, over a couple weeks of just sucking them out every day until basically all the adults are gone. And I got a small yellow chorus wrasse that would eat any of the babies as they hatched, and that worked for me to kind of rid them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever treated a system for pests. I think I've always been kind of a let nature take its course kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, if I see like I seen flatworms in here when I first moved the tank, and I was like, "What the hell is? Where did that come from?" And I
Mm-hmm.
just went and bought a bunch of wrasses. Let the wrasses take care of it.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. I think if we all get to the mind frame of just getting a predator that attacks every pest that you can have,
you're covered.
you're covered.
It's very good preventative too. Okay, Phil, see, not everyone's perfect. Phil, I can grow just about everything besides Gonies. They kick my butt. I have one that's doing okay, and the other just slowly shrink up and die. Ugh. Everyone has a nemesis coral. Everyone. It's the way it is.
Yeah, I guess he's right, but I also see his tank that is
Yeah, his
full of.
tank looks phenomenal.
Yeah, no, no, not only just one tank. Yes,
Yeah, he has a
multiple.
lot of nice tanks.
He's showing off. He's showing off, man. Matter of fact, let me tell you all a fun fact.
What do you got?
I started. It's a fun fact about Reef Keeper. Yeah, I'm on them. I believe we started our tanks the same time. I
Yeah.
started this tank the same time he started his Ocean Guard 57-gallon system, which is completely packed with full-grown colonies of SPS.
Mm-hmm.
And he started it, didn't have any issues. And I've had multiple tank crash events. I've had Lingbaya, I've had dinos, I've killed every SPS in this system. And I'm just now getting to this point where he's been chilling the whole time. So I think some people just have the knack or the formula that they've learned over time. And I guess the question is, how does a new person learn that formula? Because so much of it is experience, but so much of it is finding the right person to
Yeah.
help you. You know?
Very true. Very true. So now, okay, I don't know if this is a rule or not, but having a tank dedicated to one coral, if something happens that hits that one species, is going to be like devastating. But I have
Yeah.
copious amounts of gonies. Like this island's all torches, and the rest of it is basically gonies in the tank, which I freaking love. But if
Yeah.
something ever happens to take out the gonies, that's going to be a bad day.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what the tank is
Yep.
thriving. You know, that's kind of the lifeblood of the tank. So, but that's the same thing with SPS. Like, if some people get a tank crash or something, and SPS goes, and all the SPS go, you know,
Yep.
there's nothing else. So, I guess, but I will say, it's easier to limit those chances if it is a species only. I thought about it. I actually thought about rebooting this system. I
Mm-hmm.
thought about killing this rock, getting all these leathers out of here, going bare bottom, keeping this same scape, and going all SPS.
Yeah.
Turning the flow up and everything just to see if they really are my demon spawn or if it truly was
No, it's
me.
just your leathers releasing toxin. You have too
Yeah,
much leathers for
yeah,
that water volume. 100%. That's why you have issues
yeah.
with SPS.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So I agree. So I guess it's safe to say we all moving on. So no one else suggests SPS to me right now, unless I get a whole nother system.
I'll PS it
You
up,
know.
buddy. You could try
Yeah.
ozone if you wanted, because ozone will break down the toxins. Just throwing it out there.
And it's dangerous though. It just sounds dangerous. I got too many kids, family, and stuff, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I don't know. That just
I run it,
like
but I run it at like 3 to 5 a.m. type of thing. Like when everyone's sleeping, no one's around the tank, anyways. Has a
yeah. But
very
isn't that
short
more
half life.
dangerous?
No,
Isn't that more dangerous though? You're sleeping, you don't know if you even get hit with symptoms.
no,
Kind of like carbon monoxide poison when you sleep. You know.
it has a very short half life, so it doesn't last very long. And then if
Mhm.
you really worried, just put carbon on the output of it, and it will make sure it like never leaves your skimmer, your reactor. But it
Yeah.
will break down the toxins in the water, kind of like carbon absorbs it. So
Probably even
another
more
food for thought.
effective than more effective than carbon. Okay. Well, everyone
And you're not
listening,
paying for
hopefully
carbon every week, right? So
that too, because I go through it pretty often in the system. Even though I don't have SPS, I still run carbon
yeah.
just to keep things going on. Because I'll tell you a fun fact I learned about these zoanthids and palytoxins. Um, everyone know palytoxins can kill you, right?
And wipe out a whole
But
tank if you piss them off.
but it wasn't until this ripe age of 40 that
Yep.
I really started getting impacted by the tank
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to allergy reactions and those kind of
Yeah.
things. So when I added those pallies and I glued them, tried to be careful, they were exposed to air. But after I was done, I did a bubble scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anyone who knows what bubble scrubbing is for, hopefully they do. But it kind of helps attach, it's kind of a great way to clear your tank out, especially if you had your hands in there, there's oils off your skins, you're stirring the sand bed. It helps get it off to the water column. But what you don't realize is that it creates a mist above your tank
Mm.
and it aerosols whatever's in your tank. So when that happened, it aerosoled the damn polytoxin
Oh,
or whatever it was. And the entire me, my fiance,
damn.
we were like completely like, it's like you're allergic to cats and you walk in a kennel full of cats
Yeah.
and like it's complete snot and sneezing and eyes draining and everything
Damn.
is what happened from bubble scrubbing with after messing with zoanthids. So I guess the story is just be careful with things in your tank becoming airborne.
Yeah.
Because bubble scrubbing, I didn't realize it until I looked, and right underneath the AI blades, you can see like the mist, smoke
Yeah.
cloud coming up. So if you ever bubble scrub, look above your tank, and you will
I
see what I mean.
haven't done it in years, but that's a very good point.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
no, similar thing. I had when I was doing a bunch of tank stuff, I had those little red dots on my arm for like a day or two until it went away. So it's like totally a reaction to some coral or something that was in the water. So I'm feeling that one.
Mhm. Figured I'd share it. Maybe it'll save someone. I think after so many years, I think all of our tolerance for these coral chemicals goes down. You
Probably.
know.
But yeah, no, I
So,
love lots of zoas, but anything that's like a bigger pally is like off my list now because like I'm
yeah.
99.9% convinced that that's like basically wiped out all the stuff when I moved my tank.
You think so? Whenever yeah.
Yeah.
So it was. So you had those in there with it. Did they go up in smoke too, or was they the only
Oh, they're
ones?
probably still alive. I'll tell you the full story on that one later. But yeah, I had these like
Okay,
minty
I
ones
got
in
you.
there, and they're like the plague. Even like
Oh
a
man.
local fish store buddy, he took some of my coral and rock to try and save some of it for me, and it
Okay.
like literally started taking out his tank. Like it just like brought the plague along with it. So definitely nasty stuff. Okay.
Man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's avoid that.
Best
Let's.
be avoided. What is bubble
Yeah.
scrubbing? Okay. Super popular back in the day. I did a video on it probably like 8, 9 years ago now. But more or less, you take a wooden air stone and an air pump and pump in micro bubbles. Like what I used to do is right before my return pump, and then I would push them all through the tank. And it essentially turns your tank into like a protein skimmer. So all the little tiny bubbles will
I'll turn
attach
it
to
on
like
now.
the slimes or any of the detritus and like oils, and it brings it to the top of the surface and then goes through your overflow and gets taken out with your mechanical filtration.
You'll see mine coming on now.
There you go.
I got it actually hooked to a DJ bar.
Yep.
And it's important to use the right kind of block. I'm using Lee's
Yep.
wood air blocks, and I actually have a dual head air pump, so I have two blocks under my
Mm-hmm.
return pump. So, yeah,
Yeah.
tons of bubbles. Let it run.
Yeah, wood, limewood, airstone makes super tiny, very fine, misty bubbles, and it basically like a protein skim for your tank. It just attaches the little particles, the oils, the detritus, some of the little slime and stuff, and it helps lift it to the surface. And your mechanical filtration helps take it up.
Yep, you'll see it. It's all coming up there. Things will slam up. I wouldn't run it all the time though. If anyone that's wanting to get into it, I wouldn't start off and just do it for 12 hours straight or something on your tank. Don't do that.
Yep.
Work your way up. Work your way up. I would say the times I aim to do it is anytime I stir the sand bed and there's detritus floating around, anytime I've turkey basted the rocks, or anytime my hands been in the tank, I normally do a bubble scrub. So, but I only do it for 30 minutes, hour
Yeah.
tops.
After your hands in the tank, I've never thought about that, but yeah, that's actually a fair use case.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. No matter how clean you think you are, there's
Yep.
oils, there's
Yeah.
lotion, there's whatever. I mean, I try to be ashy as possible
Hmm.
if I know I'm gonna get in my tank.
Yeah.
Try to prepare for it, a few days in advance. Make sure I'm washing with Dow soap.
The
No,
way it's like, give
nothing
me a massage. You're like,
scented.
no, baby, I got to work on the tank later. No moisturizer.
Yeah, yeah. Can't do any of that. You got to kind of prepare for it, and that's
Yep.
why when I'm gonna put my hands in the tank, I try to wait until I have at least a list of things to do in the tank.
Yep.
So that way when I do it, I'm doing multiple things. Don't just keep putting your hand in the tank for one thing at a time for a full week. Like, no, don't do
Yep.
that.
Speaking of bubble scrubbing, have either of you heard from Cruz? I haven't heard from Cruz in a while. I know he definitely has some health things for a while. I should reach out to him though. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been, because you know what? That's funny, man. We've been at it for so long, 10 years ago.
Crazy, eh?
Like those things were new ideas
I know.
being brought up. You know what I'm saying? Like people were debunking it. Oh, it's terrible. It's gonna kill your fish. It's gonna kill this. It's gonna kill that. Like,
Nah,
no,
nothing. Doesn't kill anything.
nothing.
It's fine.
Nothing.
It's basically
It
the same as a
works.
protein skimmer. Your tank's a protein
Yep.
skimmer.
It works. Just be prepared to replace your filter socks, and because it's going to clog them quickly.
Yep.
All right.
I know. There.
Yeah, we're
I shot
good.
Cruz a quick message so I see how he is later. I'm just talk to him in a year, probably a couple of years.
Man, that's probably been even longer for me, man. It kind of makes me want to get back with the old crew that we all used to kind of hang out on live streams and different things. I think I should bring the Reef Shack back, man.
Yeah.
I think I should.
We'll have to
So I
bust
think
out the
it's
4 reefers one day. We'll see.
yeah. I may have to do it. I may have to do it. So if anyone is new to me, so I do have a channel. Now let me give another shameless
CJ's
plug.
Aquarium, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
CJsAquarium, Instagram, Facebook. I just post videos about real life and the hobby. I try to do it in an entertaining way, and I just use my cell phone. Nothing fancy, no mics, no computer, no nothing. Just
And he has a very
edit.
soothing voice. Just go give him the follow.
There you go. Got to put the smoothness on. Let me talk to the mic. Got to put the the smoothness on. Be careful, ladies. Right. But seriously, I document everything. I got like 47 videos on this tank over the last 3 years.
Nice.
From everything that's happened. So I do that with all my builds. Learn something not to do. Learn something to do. I don't know. I'm pretty good at aquascaping, so I got some great aquascaping videos.
That looks wicked. So, I really like your scape.
Yeah.
Did a good job. Inspire me, buddy. All right, we'll wrap her up pretty quick here because I got to go do the family stuff pretty quick. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's great having you on. It's been far too long. We'll do this again.
Who knows? We'll do it again. I don't know when, but it'll happen again for sure.
It'll happen. In like a month, I'll lure you on again, and we'll see what we can get going on. But yeah, man, good to see you. Thanks for joining on. Make sure you guys go check out CJ's Aquarium on all the socials, and yeah, we'll definitely rock it up in the near future. If there's any questions at all, I guess throw it in the comments after, and we'll circle back to them after.
Yep, sounds good. All right. Hey, thanks for all the love, baby. I'll see y'all later.
Okay, see you guys.